The biggest time wasters in the world are other people who want to waste your time, who don't use time wisely. They often waste our time by talking excessively without getting any work done. They might spend hours chatting about things that aren't important. Or they might spend too much time on their computers or phones, watching movies at home, shopping unnecessarily, lingering over coffee breaks, arriving late, leaving early, or taking extra on lunch breaks. How am I doing so far? Does it make you uncomfortable? Yes, it's normal to say yes, because over time that feeling can become a habit. You see, as humans, we naturally prefer doing things that make us feel good or comfortable. So when we repeatedly choose activities like chatting with friends, sipping coffee, or going out for lunch, things that bring us pleasure, we might gradually spend less time working. Eventually, the typical person might not work much at all. That's because we tend to lean towards what feels good rather than what requires effort. That's the power of influence. If you want to earn more money, you need to create more stuff or do more work. Right now, there are two main things that are really valuable in the world of work. The first one is time. That means how much time you spend doing things. The second one is knowledge. That's what you know about stuff. Nowadays, time is like the money of today's businesses. It's what they use to measure how valuable your work is. Time is really important, and we usually measure it in two ways: how long something lasts or how quickly it happens. But what's even more crucial than just knowing time is feeling a sense of urgency. Urgency means feeling like you need to move quickly when you have a chance to do something important. It's like when you see an opportunity and you jump on it right away. That's what successful people do. They're not just hard workers, they're fast workers too. They don't waste time. Right now, it's really important for everyone to concentrate on making things happen faster. You see, customers are willing to pay a lot of money if someone can get them what they want in less time. Imagine you're waiting for something you really need or want. Wouldn't you be willing to pay extra if someone could get it to you quicker than anyone else? That's what's happening. People are ready to pay more if they can get what they need faster. So, if you can figure out how to deliver things quicker than others, you can earn good money. Because speed is valuable to all productive people. Especially when you're trying to manage your time, it's crucial to focus on what you achieve rather than just what you do. Every day there's always so much to do and not enough time to do it all. They say the average person is around 300 hours worth of tasks waiting for them, like projects, books to read, chores at home, and work assignments. It can feel overwhelming. And the truth is, you'll never reach a point where everything is done. However, here's a secret about managing your time effectively. You gain more control over your life when you start saying no to things. That means stopping some activities altogether. It might sound counterintuitive, but by cutting out less important, minor tasks, you free up time and energy to focus on what truly matters. Successful people know what is major and what is minor. When you're figuring out what task to stop doing, one helpful way to set priorities is by using something called the 80-20 rule. It's pretty simple. If you list down 10 things you need to do in a day, chances are 2 of those tasks are going to be much more important than all the others combined. It's like saying that 20% of what you do leads to 80% of your results. So you need to ask yourself, what are those 1 or 2 things on my list that are really crucial? If I had to pick just one thing to accomplish before leaving for a month, what would it be? That thing, whatever it is, becomes your top priority for the day. By focusing on these high-impact tasks, you can make the most of your time and effort. Throughout the years, I've really honed in on the skill of setting priorities. But when it comes down to it, all of this advice boils down to one key idea: figuring out what the most important thing is for you to do at this moment, and then getting started on it right away. Once you've started, it's important to keep at it until it's finished. This requires discipline and focus, but it's the most effective way to make progress on what truly matters. If you're falling into the trap of tackling minor tasks before the major ones, you'll notice that those minor tasks tend to pile up. Before you know it, your entire day can slip away as you deal with one little thing after another, and soon you're caught in a cycle of handling only minor things. This can eat away at your time and leave you feeling like you haven't accomplished anything significant. So focus on the major things first. Focus on tackling the task that's the most significant, largest, least appealing, or most challenging. Basically, the one that can make the biggest difference in your day. Start with that task and stick with it until it's finished. If you can make a habit of doing this, organizing them by priority. Begin with the most important one at the top of your list and work your way down. By completing the most critical task first, you'll immediately double your productivity for that day. And if you keep up this habit, you'll continue to double your productivity throughout your entire career. It's all about focusing your energy on what matters most and making steady progress towards your goals. People often wonder how I manage to stay so productive. They see me writing books, giving countless talks, running multiple businesses, and engaging in various activities like volunteering and traveling the world. Well, the secret lies in my organization system. Inc. magazine once interviewed 50 presidents of rapidly growing companies and asked them about their time management techniques. Surprisingly, 49 out of 50 said they use a simple yellow pad to jot down their task before starting their day. When asked about using digital tools like a BlackBerry or sophisticated time management systems, the majority of them shook their heads. Instead, they rely on a basic sheet of paper where they list everything they need to do the night before, and then they work through that list the next day. This approach is exactly what I've been using throughout my life, and it's incredibly effective. There's something remarkably powerful about the simplicity of a pen and paper. It's clear, visible, and right in front of you. You can easily add new tasks, mark them off as you complete them, and carry over any unfinished items to the next day. Mr. Shoaff always advised me, Jim, don't trust your memory. Instead, write things down. When I started looking at successful people in my early days, a certain topic kept recurring in discussions about them. People would always say, oh, they're super organized, they get so much done, they're really efficient. And you know what? They always seem to have a list they're working from. It got me thinking, why is time management such a big deal for successful people? Then it clicked. If you can't handle your time well, it's tough to achieve success. Because if time slips away from you, so does control over your life. And without control over your life, it's hard to manage anything else effectively. Time management isn't just about getting stuff done. It's about taking charge of your life and making things happen. Ever since I met Mr. Shoaff, I've immersed myself in exploring the realm of time management. Over that time, I've invested loads of money, countless hours, and shelves full of books into learning about it. Through all of this, I've discovered that at the heart of time management lies something crucial. That is priorities. I believe that being able to concentrate and focus are the real secrets to succeeding in life. It's all about having a clear vision of what you want to achieve and being able to concentrate fully on that goal without getting sidetracked or distracted. This laser-like focus is what separates the highly effective from the rest. And one powerful tool in this arsenal is something called the 80-20 rule, which helps you identify the most important tasks and prioritize them accordingly. Remind yourself, which of the things I need to do are the most important ones, making up 80% of the value of my work? Then focus your efforts on those top 20% tasks. You see, in life, there's always a shortage of time to get everything done. But there's always enough time for the essential task. Instead of getting caught up in what's fun and easy, which is what most people tend to do. They end up making a list of all their tasks and start working from the bottom up, often on things that don't really matter. By the end of the day, they haven't made much progress. On the other hand, successful people, the ones who achieve peak performance, prioritize those top items. It's crucial to remember that anything else besides focusing on that top task is just a waste of your precious time. Time management isn't just about managing time, it's about managing your whole life. If you can master time management, you can accomplish anything you set your mind to. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. Either you run the day or the day runs you. What sets successful people apart is their ability to concentrate on what truly matters. Focusing your energy and training yourself to stay determined on one task at a time is a key trait of successful people. Throughout history, nothing remarkable has been achieved without the ability to concentrate fully on one thing at a time. It's crucial to always prioritize how you spend your time wisely. In fact, being able to manage your time effectively is one of the most important skills linked to success and accomplishment in all areas of life. It can help you stand out to your bosses more quickly, increase your productivity, boost your self-esteem, and even lead to faster promotions and higher pay. And good time management isn't just about being productive. It's also essential for your well-being. Feeling in control of your time and your life is key to reducing stress. In fact, one of the biggest reasons for stress in America is the feeling of being overwhelmed and having too much to do with too little time. Overall quality of life. Here is my favorite time management question. Before you start doing anything, ask yourself a simple question. What's the most important thing I could be doing with my time right now? Make a habit of asking yourself this question regularly. Whether you're getting into your car, leaving your house, or stepping out of the office, take a moment to think about it. Keep repeating this question to yourself until it becomes habit, like a command your mind follows without even thinking about it. So, whenever you're tempted to do something that's not really important, that command will come into your head, reminding you to focus on what truly matters. And you know what's great? When you're working on something important, you feel fantastic. Concentrating your efforts on meaningful tasks gives you a burst of energy and excitement. On the other hand, it makes you feel nothing when you're working on something irrelevant. Next one, procrastination. Now, procrastination doesn't just steal your time. It steals away opportunities and experiences in your life. It's vital to make a habit of acting swiftly when there's work to be done. You need to build a reputation for being fast and reliable. One fantastic benefit of having a sense of urgency and moving quickly is that the faster you work, the more you improve. That's because speed leads to more experience, more learning, and ultimately greater competence. And moving quickly boosts your energy and enthusiasm. People who make fast action a habit tend to have a different outlook and personality compared to those who move slowly or take a laid-back approach to their work. Now, don't take the casual approach to life, because casualness leads to casualties. Successful people tend to get more stuff done than those who aren't as successful. They've got some pretty good habits going for them. They don't just dream small, they dream big. And they make sure to write down their goals so they always know what they're aiming for. They stay super focused on the tasks they've got to complete, and they make sure to do things they're passionate about, and they keep trying to improve at them. They make the most of their natural talents, always pushing themselves to do better. They're always coming up with new ideas to solve problems and help their company succeed. And they're masters at making every minute count, squeezing out the maximum results from their time. That's what sets successful people apart. They've got their eye on the prize and are always working toward it. It's really important to have a sense of urgency in life. But you know what? Only a small percentage of people, about 2%, actually have this quality. These are the people who do things quickly, who are always ready to take action. In the remarkable book In Search of Excellence by Tom Peters, it is highlighted that the most outstanding companies share a common trait, a sense of urgency, always prepared to take action and accomplish tasks. On the flip side, the companies that aren't considered excellent tend to drag their feet and only do things when they feel like it. When you reach out to some companies with a problem or complaint, it takes them forever to get back to you, like 3 or 4 weeks. But with excellent companies, it's a whole different story. You call them up with an issue and boom. Within just 2 minutes, someone's on the line ready to help you out. Let me tell you, if you want to see this in action, try giving IBM or Hewlett-Packard a ring when you're having trouble with your computer. They won't let you go until they've sorted out your problem. Now, compare that to other companies. You call them up and they give you the runaround. It's not my job, they say, or the person who handles that isn't here. And don't even get them started on taking a message. They don't even have a pen handy. And then those companies wonder why they're not doing so well in the market. Interestingly, in almost every industry, about 80% of the profits come from just 20% of the companies. So it's crucial to develop a sense of urgency and be known as someone who gets things done quickly and reliably. Once you build a reputation for speed and dependability, you'll find that opportunities start knocking at your door. Let's say you're the boss of a company, and you've got 2 employees who are pretty good at their jobs. They both have some talent, and they're doing all right. But there's a big difference between them. One of them has a sense of urgency. When you give them a task, they jump on it right away. The other person takes their sweet time, maybe getting to it after lunch or even putting it off until next week. They're in no hurry, always saying things like, oh, it can wait until Friday afternoon. Now, if you were in charge, which one would you trust with more important tasks? Which one would you want to promote? Who would you invest time and money into training? And who would you send to places where you need help the most? You'd probably pick the person with a sense of urgency every time, right? Because when it comes down to it, that sense of urgency is what makes the difference between someone who just gets by and someone who really excels. I can tell you this, having a sense of urgency has made a huge difference in my life, worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Sometimes making a decision just one day sooner can save you a fortune. Now, if you can develop the habit of working fast really fast, with that sense of urgency, it can pay off big time, especially in sales. When someone calls you with a question, don't wait around. Get back to them right away. If there's a problem, tackle it immediately. And if someone needs something from you, don't hesitate, take action fast. Even if it means skipping coffee breaks or lunch, move quickly. Building a reputation for being speedy can be incredibly valuable to you in the long run. It might take a bit of practice to develop this habit, but it's totally worth it. While most people just go through life at their own pace. The truly outstanding individuals, the ones who achieve great things, have that sense of urgency driving them forward. You see, how you manage your time is really up to you. It's all about the choices you make. You can choose to be organized and efficient, or you can let things get disorganized. You can choose to focus on the most important tasks that really matter, or you can waste time on things that don't make much of a difference. You can choose to have a positive attitude, or you can let negativity take over. The thing is, you're always free to make these choices. Now, if you want to improve your time management skills, the first step is to make a clear decision. You've got to decide right here and now that you want to become really good at managing your time. You've got to commit to becoming an expert in this area so you can enhance the quality of your life. Your goal should be to manage your time so effectively that others look up to you and see you as a role model for how to work efficiently. Now, here are some helpful tips for managing your time better and finding a good balance between work and your personal life. The first one is to train your mind for better time management is through positive self-talk or positive affirmations. These are like commands that you give to your subconscious mind, helping to shape your thoughts and behaviors. Positive affirmations are simply statements that you say to yourself, either out loud or in your mind, with a lot of emotion and enthusiasm. The idea is to really believe in what you're saying so that it sinks deep into your subconscious as a new way of thinking and acting. For example, if you want to improve your time management skills, you might repeat affirmations like, I have a fantastic work-life balance, or I easily focus on my most important task. One affirmation that I find really helpful for time management is, I use my time effectively. I use my time effectively. I say this to myself repeatedly to reinforce the idea in my mind. As you keep repeating these positive affirmations, they start to become ingrained in your subconscious. And over time, you'll notice that your actions and habits begin to align with these new beliefs. You'll naturally start managing your time better, which in turn improves your overall work-life balance and quality of life. Now, the second technique that you can use to program your subconscious mind is through visualization. This basically means creating mental images that strongly influence your subconscious. In psychology, there's this idea that your self-image, how you see yourself, is closely tied to who you become. So by using positive affirmations along with vivid mental images, you can start seeing yourself as someone who's really organized, efficient, and great at managing time. One way to do this is to remember and replay memories of yourself when you were performing at your absolute best. Think about times when you felt super efficient, effective, and totally in control. Picture yourself tackling a big workload with ease, getting through tasks like a pro. Keep replaying these mental images in your mind over and over again until they become ingrained in your subconscious. Eventually, your subconscious will start accepting these images as your reality, and you'll naturally begin to embody these traits in your daily life. Now, the third time management technique is simple. Find a quiet spot where you can be all by yourself without any distractions. Then, using positive affirmations, imagine yourself going through a significant upcoming event, like a meeting, presentation, negotiation, or maybe even a date. Whatever it is, that's going to make a big difference in your life. As you sit or lie down comfortably, let your mind create a detailed picture of how this event will play out. Imagine it unfolding perfectly, just like a movie in your head. See yourself staying calm, positive, and totally in control throughout the entire situation. And not just you, Imagine everyone else involved behaving exactly how you'd want them to, making the scenario absolutely ideal. The fourth mental technique will change the quality of your life through the experience of time management. Imagine that you have been selected for a role in a movie or stage play. In this role, you are to act the part of a person who is extremely well organized in every respect. As you go through your daily life, imagine you are an actor who is playing this part, who is already very good at time management. Act as if you are already using your time efficiently and well. Pretend that you are an expert in personal efficiency and time management. Fake it until you make it. When you pretend that you are excellent in time management, eventually the action which is under your direct control will develop a mindset or the belief in your subconscious mind. In other words, you can act yourself into feeling and believing yourself to be excellent in time management. Now, in closing, it's important to feel a sense of urgency in what you do. If you've got a good idea, don't sit around waiting or hesitating like those who don't get anywhere. Act on it right away. Don't delay. Don't waste time. Take action now, right now, immediately. By doing so, you'll keep moving forward and making progress toward your goals.